guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney. Keep it cute and get the boo.
Right. What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you are new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang, to join the Witness Nation. Now let's get into this, shall we? Whew. All right, y'all. Long time no see. Well, actually, I saw y'all last week. Stop playing. Okay, don't play with your girl, okay? But I wanted to come to you guys because I came across this video and it was so disturbing. Many of you guys may be aware of and may not be aware of. Your girl actually had her start of her career in childcare. I've always dealt with children to some kind of magnitude. When I got into child care, if you will, it's because a few of my relatives, I'm just gonna say that, I'm not gonna say who, were sexually abused by their sitter. And so it caused me to want to act fast. I literally was out of high school. I just turned 18. And so I was free to be able to, watch them on behalf of this relative. And so I got my CCMS certification to where I was able to actually do childcare within my home to watch them legally and get paid. And so I did that, and I actually took it seriously. I taught them how to write their names, just all kinds of stuff. They were itty bitty whenever this situation happened. Well, in lieu of that, I got another job to where I was actually coaching. I was coaching a cheer squad, and it really was more so for a confident booster. We didn't go into any competitions or anything like that, but I was in both dance and cheer in my high school career, right? And so I loved both, right? And so I dealt with the, I guess you can say, the more aggressive lifestyle, if you will, of children. Here in Dallas, Texas, an area called Bunton, and if you know where that is, it's in the southeast side of Dallas, and it's very hood, if you will, more like a project feel. And I went into there because I bar none. Okay, ask about me. Some of the girls that I work with are my Facebook friends. Hey, honey bunches, and and they just like reached out to me in their high school year career, and they were just like, you changed my life. But I say all that to say that I went into that area and I gave them confidence. A lot of them parents wasn't as attentive, worked all the time, or they were just in the hood and they couldn't see beyond that, and they were doing a lot of inappropriate, janky things. And here I came in there from Pleasant Grove, okay, Dallas, Texas, my own kind of hood, if you will. I mean, it's not the suburbs, okay? Pleasant Grove, ain't nothing pleasant about the Grove, okay? But it wasn't as bad as you will say like a Bunton area. It was hood, if you will. A Bunton, more of a ghetto. No shade to those that are still in there. You're loved, okay? But let's just be real. And y'all know I'm going to be real, okay? So, not for them, they've been developing the area. I say all that to say that this particular video stood out to me because even after that, I went into childcare based off of the contingency of the abuse that was happening in my family. And I just was like, oh my God, I actually love kids. I love being around children. I love kind of being able to shape them and mold their mind frames, things of that nature. Didn't have any kids, always wanted kids, but I felt like this was more so of a partnership, if you will, with the parent. And so I went into childcare and I bounced from different facilities and I did childcare. And so my last one ended very abruptly and ugly, child. And I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to have to get into a story time about that some other day. So not before leaving out of child care, I experienced a few things. You have special needs children. You have, abused children. I had a lot of children come in smelling like reefer. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? And having asthma and stuff like that. Their eczema flaring up all the time because of their living conditions. You know what I'm saying? And I would help the parent. One particular child would come in smelling like marijuana every single day, and I would brush this baby's hair. I would clean her up. I went out for Christmas and I bought outfits for her, and took care of her and stuff like that, and her mom appreciated it. You could tell she was young. And so, that's why I'm just like, how I am, who I am, I'm very consistent. And so I saw this particular video and it was very disturbing to me in more ways than one. Check this out. I'm going to come back with my commentary.
Dr. Simon is right there in Miss Wilson's class doing the observation. You want to grab her? You want to grab her? I'm sorry. She tried to get all her kids out the room. She started throwing stuff everywhere. Again. I just heard the commotion and tried.
All right, so you guys were able to check that video out. Okay, and so here's my commentary, if you will. And this is the reason why I wanted to do this video. Not only was I in childcare, I'm a parent now myself, right? And I get it. I absolutely get it. But here's the thing, and I read some of the comments, and shouts out to Sunny Love, my girl or what have you. She was actually she's a model, a poet. She's just an artist, and I'm not sure if she posted this or if she was commenting on it, but not for nothing. I saw her comment, and she was just saying, this looks like a special ed class. Look at the carpet. It has like ABC on it, and da. Which I paid attention to all of those. But if you are in the educational field, like seriously, you might see carpets like that that's geared towards education in first grade, second grade. And I say that because Demi, my daughter, is in second grade. And if you go into her classroom, it's very kiddie, because they're kids, you know what I'm saying? To me, no shade, I don't care if it was special ed. At me, okay? I don't care if it was. I've dealt with special needs children and they've had behavioral issues. However, and you can't put your hands on children. You can't, it's against the law or whatever. But I say all that to say that if things were being implemented at home, you wouldn't get at behavior like this. And I say that as a parent. Because when my children go off to school, and I mean that even when it goes down to Denim is a different breed of a child. He is that tester. Demi is more so like me, and Denim takes from his daddy. And no shade, but I've heard stories from my sister-in-law, my mama-in-law, and they're talking about how my husband was he was very mischievous. Okay, he got this little slash in his eyebrow. I think it's so sexy. It just gives him character to his face. But baby, that's because he was running around with sheet on his face and ran into the wall or a table or something like that, and it slashed his eye. He had to get stitches and stuff like that, and he done broke legs, ankles, and this man done did some stuff because he's just daring. But I say that to say this, that my baby boy, when he takes his butt to that school, he behaves himself for the most part. He's still a kid. I'm not saying my children are perfect, but that's even when it comes to Demi. Like when I hear from their teachers, it's like, Jay, I'll come into the house and let me see if you feel the same. Okay. They tell me how, they're well behaved, and I don't even know if Denim speaks. I'm like, come to the house and let's see if you feel that way. But, you know, they be like, you know, don't really talk, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he doesn't hit. He doesn't do those things. Demi, you know, oh my gosh, she's so helpful. She's so sweet. And I'm just like, is she now? Oh, okay. You know, but that's because in this house, I make sure that I'm not just going upside their head. And see, people get it misconstrued when you see behavior like this, like, oh, you know, they not whooping her butt at the house. Child, my mom was whooping my butt, okay? Shouts out to Brenda George. Brenda, I love you, mama. And a lot of you guys may have saw, you know, well, no, it ain't happening yet. Shouts out to my mom. I love you so very much because you did this. Okay, my mom didn't whoop us, beat us, and stuff like that. My mom was more so a negotiator. Okay, you would get in trouble and you'll get sat down and she'll ask you, do you want to get A or do you want to get B? You know what I'm saying? But depending on the situation, you didn't have a choice. Okay, because sometimes realistic in life, you don't get a choice. Okay, but I say all that to say my mom was a negotiator. I remember her, and I shared this story several times with people around me that I was saying some very inappropriate things in my diary. And yeah, parents, check your children's diaries, okay? Ain't no privacy in your house. They don't pay no bills. I don't get that when parents, I see all that, your privacy, give them now, bump that. Pay a bill, okay? Until then, you can't sit here and tell me not to go through your phone and you walk out of the room and go into the bedroom that I pay for. Where they do that at? Anyways, say all that to say, she put that diary on the table and she was like, what we need to talk about? And I was like, baby girl, you tell me, you done read everything. Like, you either gonna get this many licks or you gonna be grounded for this many long. Take your pick. I'm like, the lather. I'll take the lather. I ain't getting no whoopings, baby. This skin is too simple. Oh, no. That's how I grew up. So for me, I not necessarily negotiate with my kids, but it takes a builder for me to really get up on their behinds, right? And I say that to say that, it's not always about you whooping your child. Are you being attentive? Are you aware of what's going on? Are you listening to your child? You feel me? Are you listening to your children? You know what I'm saying? Like, I sit down with my 7-year-old, my 4-year-old. We have conversation. We talk. That's why my children are so articulate and can tell about how they feel about stuff. It was one situation that happened at my son's school. For example, denim or whatever. It was a situation that happened there. And he was able to articulate with the I would say principal, if you will, the overall facility manager, about how this incident made him feel, who it was. He was very articulate. It's because I don't Google Gaga my children, okay? It's enough of that. I speak directly to them and I let them know the consequences of an action. If you touch that plug, you're going to get electrocuted and you could die. If you get close to that street and fall into that street, you could die. We ain't finna sit here and be like, oh, you can get hurt. No, you could die. And you know what death is, meaning you're not coming back. These ain't no cartoons and stuff like that. We're very honest and open with our children when it comes to things so they can be aware, so they can, at this even young age, have discernment and wisdom and be able to make proper choices, okay? And that is even when we're not around. Okay, so in regards to this particular video, I wanted to dissect it and just point out some things as the reason why I'm blaming the parent. Okay, I'm always, when it comes to a child, going to blame the parent. And I know some people will be like, well, saying kids will do what kids do. Kids will do what you allow them to do. I wish Demi would go to school and act like that and think she gonna be able to do it again. And I say again because if you heard in this particular clip, and I'm gonna put it here again, you hear her say again. Okay, while this little girl is storming down the hallway, you hear this teacher say again. Happen again. It's again, meaning this happened before. Why? How, Sway? First and foremost, y'all gotta understand these teachers are not here to babysit your children. They're here to educate. We are here to educate your children, okay? We're not here to babysit your child and to parent your children. Although, on the contrary, teachers are with our children more than we are. Okay, let's do the math. Case in point, you drop your children off at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. You don't see them till about 3, 4. Do the math each day. Okay, only for holidays. Okay, so technically, the teachers are the parents. Okay, so my thing is that the little time that you have at home with your children, you should be equipping them with sound doctrine, and that is not to be doing crazy stuff like this at school. Okay, but they know. Kids are not dumb. They know what they can get away with. That's even special need kids. Okay, I done had some children with special needs that I would get in. They act one way with their parent. Okay, come on now. The parents will come in and they'll be like, "Oh my God!" They look surprised because their child is so well behaved, and then when they get home, they act like some little hellions. Okay, that's why I said case support with my children. I'm just like, "Oh, they really?" But I'll take it. I'll take it. Act accordingly out there, and then you can act rogue here, baby. I'm cool with that, okay? But I say all that to say because they know not to play with me. My kids, okay? I'm telling you, my kids to this day, I'm friends with their parents and stuff on Facebook. They adored me, okay? Because I didn't play that. I got into their kids behind. I would lean in. You better get it together. All right, I will pinch you out, baby. I sure did. And what? What you gonna do now? Okay, I sure did. I got on their behinds, okay? I didn't tolerate a lot of stuff. And they loved me for it. Let's be real. Children want that discipline. It's a form of action. When you get behaviors like this, when they're acting out like this, it's a cry of help, okay? No child act like this just for no reason. Crying and carrying on. What you upset about? What is really deeply going on? We do it as adults. When we cry and act out and stuff like that, it's something deep down that's causing us to behave to that way, to that magnitude. And usually it's something stemming from, I'm frustrated that a bill is not, I can't afford to pay a bill, or this, it's something deeper, not to bring this up because I don't like being so dark on my channel. I just read an article about a mom committing S with her child because she couldn't afford bills and stuff like that. Took her and the child. You know what I'm saying? So, the thing is that this child, because she's a child, is acting like this for a reason. Why are you being so mischievous here at school? Because I can't sit up here and touch you as a teacher. You know what I'm saying? But you doing this and then again. So what is not happening at home that you feel as though this is normal behavior and it's okay? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I read the comments and, like I said, my sis was saying, well, this must be special ed. I don't care if it was. Okay? Or I tell you, I had some of the most sound special needs children in my class. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them because the word of God says, with love and kindness will I draw thee. I don't have to act all ignorant and outraged and stuff like that when my kids beat them and stuff like that. I love my children and you can see that. You can see that. That's why Demi is so loved and loving, shall I say. You know what I'm saying? Respectful and stuff like that because I give love and I respect my child. You know what I'm saying? So, in regards to this particular situation, see, in real life, back in my time, children like this would be isolated, special needs and all. Sure did. It was called in-school suspension, ISS. And I could not stand it. I went in there, I think I probably went in there and over my span of life twice, okay? It was in junior high fighting, and then I can't remember what another one was, you know what I'm saying? But I was in there acting up, so I ended up adding up days. But yeah, you have special needs kids up in there. They didn't matter. And then one step further, you went to alternative school, okay? And then nobody want to go there, okay? But I don't even think they do that anymore because, it's low. We don't have the help that we need when it comes to education, when it comes to teachers and things to that nature. Let's be real 100. Let's be real 100. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like behaviors like that couldn't happen, especially again. For her to say again, it just was like, that stood out to me. Again. That's what she said walking out. And all of them are kind of like aware and just, you know what I'm saying, Nope. Because what if one of them things that she was throwing around stuff like that harmed one of the other children? See, this is let me get very specific and deep with you guys. I handle my children the way I handle them, so they won't handle your children the way I handle them. Come on, somebody, where my gavel? Did you hear that? You wonder why these children, I'm gonna get a little morbid, so close your ears if you can't handle. You've been warned. So you wonder why you have kids coming in here essing up schools and doing all this crazy stuff in schools and grocery stores, because they have anger issues. You go deep down inside of what they went through and stuff like that. Like the one boy with the situation that happened here in Texas, Valdy School. You come to find out he was supposed to be getting bullied, but we come to find out from friends stuff that wasn't the case. He was the bully. But you hear about him being different and stuff like that and having family issues and stuff like that. It's always a root. It's always a root cause as to why people behave the way they do. You feel me? But I handle my children the way I handle them because I'm thinking about your children. I said, I think a week or so ago on one of the lives, that's the reason why when my kids get sick and stuff like that, I'm not just keep them, sending them off. And I know, again, everybody's not able to do that, able to, have the choice to do that. And I fortunately do, but even if it's one parent that can do that, I'm thinking about your children. I'm thinking about not sending my kids off sick so they won't make your kids sick. I'm thinking about making sure my children are good, thriving, kind and respectful citizens of this world, so they be good, kind, respectful citizens around your children. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I saw this video, I was like, you just grabbing property. I think I saw her going over to the Cubbies and stuff like that and grabbing stuff out. So I really think that she looked big, okay? But let's not get it misconstrued. Demi was like big. I remember when she was in kindergarten, she was the biggest kid. She should be in first, second grade. You know what I'm saying? And these kids are big nowadays. So don't get it misconstrued just because she looked big and stuff like that. You think that this like, she's supposed to be in a higher grade. No, these kids are being breeded a lot differently. Demi is almost like, I'm 5'4". She's like, I mean, under my armpit. You know what I'm saying? Like she's going to be tall. You know what I'm saying? These kids are being breeded tall. They're tall. And so that's probably why the ABC carpet is down, like I said. You know what I'm saying? That could have been a first grader. Don't get it misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? These kids are big nowadays. So I say all that to say that, she's taking public property and stuff like that, grabbing other people's stuff out their cubbies and stuff, throwing it and stuff like that, taking the school property stuff and throwing it and stuff like that. And she was able to do this again. See, this is the reason why you have a lot of teachers that pulled out of the education. It's not worth it. You don't get paid that much. Half the time, the resources and stuff that we need for our class, we don't get it. They don't got it in the budget. So a lot of us took out of our pockets. I know I did all the time because it was different stuff that I wanted to do to my classroom, that I wanted to do for my children, that the school wasn't in support of or didn't have the budget for or whatever. So I would tap into my own pockets. But this is a behavior that we got to deal with it. And y'all simple behind as parents come up there and try to tell us about your kid when we have your kids more than you. And you want to come up there and be disrespectful and try to tell me about your baby like your baby is golden. And your baby do stuff like this. Okay. Anyways, you guys, that is the video. I just wanted to come and shed light on the way this video was out going viral, and the comments were kind of in agreement with me that somebody would have whipped out their belt and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But I remember my day in school, they had corporal punishment. Okay, sure did. You bent over and you got that what? Okay, sorry, you come hard with it, okay? But you bent over and you got that wood, child, and your parents signed off on it, okay? Now, you had some schools, neglect, that authority to be able to do so, but baby, it got you right real quick. It sure did. It got you right real quick. We had junior high schools where I remember the principal would walk around with the paddle around, like, what we doing? What's up? You know what I'm saying? It got them in order. I remember when we prayed in school. Okay? So you wonder why you got this behavior. Not having the amount of teachers in the schools that we need, and good teachers, not teachers there that just grab a check, okay, and messing around with the kids sexually, okay. But you also took our prayer out the school, okay. And then, you know, your parents aren't being parents. You're being friends. I'm not friends with Demi. Not like that, okay. I love her to a certain degree, but I'm her mama first, right? When you take all that into context, this is what you get. Anyways, you guys, that is the video. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? You know what I'm saying? That she would get the smack it down and it's the parents' is the fault. Or are you saying, no, Whitney? Whitney, this has nothing to do with the parents. This is all her. Look at her behavior. Whatever you guys feel, let me know in the comments down below. While you're there, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already for more content like this. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, deuces. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those bells were fast as lightning. It was a little bit frightening. Whooping Wednesdays. Love you, sis. Whooping Wednesdays. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Whooping Wednesdays. What up, what up? Hey, lovelies. We are now on Apple Podcasts. Yes. For my iPhone users, you know, just a little something for you. Head over to the Apple Podcast app and type in Whitney DTV in the search bar and click the check to add me to your dashboard and listen to your girl on the go. Powered by Anchor FM by way of Spotify.